talking about it before we started the show. What's this thing with you and Tank Davis, man? I saw some footage that was up there floating around of y'all sparring. You was kind of putting some tattoos on them, and now we got some little back and forth. Break it down. What's going on?
Well, I'm gonna say this again. First and foremost, I have no problem with that, man, at all. Like I said, all respect to Gervonta Davis for what he did for me.
I ain't want to go in there, I ain't gonna lie. I really didn't, bro. I told him to put it up, I was like, 16, bro. Keep your hands up, like.
Just a new racket. They say boxing is a business disguised as a sport.
Right.
And that's what we come
with a bunch of crooks in the background.
You know?
Historically, you hear me? That's Coach P right there. I got a son, WBA silver champ, 3-time champ, Elijah the Wolf Pierce. We're talking about the career from right here in the town, from OKC, Midwest City to be exact, right?
Yes,
Feel
sir.
good to be back to the crib?
Yeah, man, it's always good to come back home and see
You've
my
been all over the world.
A little bit, man. Just, I'm really just excited for this next year. Like everything that I went through, everything I worked for, everything. Like I don't know. It's kind of like I've always end up saying it like every year. I'm like, oh, this gonna be the year. This gonna be the year. But like this year, 24 is like it's definite. That I'm gonna be champ by the end of 24.
We talked about this new connection and relationship with Overtime Boxing. We know they did their thing in basketball and some other, extreme sports. They're kind of new to the boxing world, but they want to jump into this world with you. Mm-hmm. What's some of the things we can expect from you in Overtime Boxing? I was reading. I doing my little homework, and they said they want to create storytelling and really introduce some of their fighters to the world. So that means we're gonna see Elijah Pierce walk around with a camera crew, reality show camera crew with him.
I'm not sure, man. I mean, it's just what's to be expected. Yeah, I'm not really sure right now, man. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of promise. Overtime, they're very high on me. They've spoken that to me. They're very high on me.
Right.
And I've gotten a lot of attention from other major organizations as well. So, I mean, really, it's the ball is kind of in my court. Really, what path I want to take. Right now I have to deal with one last little situation contractually, and then after I finish that, then I'll be good to go.
Man, I was checking you out online, and let's get into it, man. I mean, we was talking about it before we started the show. What's this thing with you and Tank Davis, man? I saw some footage that was up there floating around of y'all sparring. You was kind of putting some tattoos on them, and now we got some little back and forth. Break it down. What's going on?
Well, I'm gonna say this again. First and foremost, I have no problem with that, man, at all. Like I said, all respect to Gervonta Davis for what he did for me at the end of the day. Regardless of all me and his back and forth that we've had so far, all of our...
what he did for you, what was that?
Oh, in terms of sparring. Like, in terms of sparring, he taught me a lot.
Right.
I gained so much from that sparring session. And even though it was 10 years ago, it changed me. It changed my mentality. It changed who I was as a fighter, because I never had been in there with somebody of that caliber who pushed me in that way. He was very much more knowledgeable than me. His IQ was higher. He was stronger. He was bigger, by like 20 pounds. I mean, he had a lot of advantages. But what pushed me to be better was the fact that he knocked out my sparring partner right before we got in there.
Ouch.
So
okay.
since he knocked out my sparring in the first round right before we got in, so obviously that's terrifying to see right before you bet to spar somebody. So ultimately he upped my game. You know, that was probably one of the sharpest I've ever been in the ring. Like I could see everything coming before it came, and it leveled me up. So since he leveled me up, you know, I felt like, you know, all the setbacks that I've had in my career thus far, you know, they've been, you know, detrimental to me not being able to be on that high skill level like I should have been years ago. Mm-hmm. You know, but so when I posted the video, I posted it as an appreciation to him for me finally starting to get that recognition, because like I said, I fought overtime, you know, all that stuff. You know, I was starting to. Well, I think that was even a little bit before then, but still, I was, you know, winning fights and I was doing my thing, and ultimately I was starting to see success, and I was just, you know, posting it as an appreciation to him, to also and to also bring awareness to myself as a fighter, because I am a credible fighter. I am a future champ.
Damn right.
And I deserve that spotlight that I've been refused from, you know, from guys who are not on my level, to be honest. And so that's all it was. It was no malice intent. It was no trying to deface him or make him look like he was, you know, like I put it on him like that. No, that's what happened. In the sparring, I got the better of him that particular day. We sparred the next day, and he had studied the tape. He told me this to my face. He said, "Dude, I had to study your tape last night." And then, but he said, "I'm coming with my A game today," and he did. Yeah. The second time, he was way more sharper defensively. I could barely even really hit him the second day, but it was still great work. We, and that was it. And I mean, I was thinking
sessions of 4.
Yeah, it's about growing.
They're learning sessions.
Iron sharper iron.
That's it.
Yes.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
And both fighters understand to take a little bit off the punches. Right, are we out there trying to knock each other out for real?
Well, the first one was a heated session, and
it got hot a little bit.
Yeah, it was pretty heated. You know, at one point in time, you know, but like I wasn't taking it like personally, but you know, he was doing some dirty stuff. You know, he kept holding my head down. He was pushing me. You know, he was just being very aggressive, and I was kind of more so.
He had you about 20 pounds.
Yeah, and I was more so taking it like they were veteran tactics.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm looking at it. So I'm not like tripping about it, but yeah, you keep doing it to me. Of course, I'm not no punk. I'm gonna return that energy. So at one point, he pushed my head down like all the way to the dang near to the ground, and then so once I lifted my head up or whatever, you know, the crowd around there all screaming like, "What are you doing?" And then, you know, he turns around like, "What? I ain't even do nothing." And then so I hit him while his head would turn. Right? He turned all the way around, so I hit him. I'm like, protect yourself at all times. I mean, that's basically what he was doing to me. Yeah. And anybody, you know, who's seen the sparring session, I tried to, when I posted the video, I tried to depict a full summary of the sparring. Like, I didn't cut it up just to only show my highlights and just to only highlight me. No, I even showed the part where he hit me after the bell. He was hitting me after the bell, like a clean, full, strong right hook, right to my jaw without me looking, and I ate it like nothing. I mean, you know, I just wanted to show those things in the sparring because I feel like they were pivotal moments of it. That's really describes how it went. It described how I frustrated him, and I was able to impose my will, even though he was stronger than me. And so, I mean, that's all it was, man. It really wasn't that deep, but, you know, end of the day, you know, he took it how he took it. He got upset. He was very upset.
So we're going to spin this into something?
I mean, if he, like,
let me say something. That'll be up to him.
Yeah, right. That's basically what I was going to say.
But we're not going to make moves to satisfy him.
Right.
This is not Tank's world. He think it is, but it's not Tank's world. So basically, what I've always told my son, I said, you know what, the video speaks for itself. He got the better of him that day. It might not never happen any other day.
Right.
But that day, he got the best of him. When Tank beat people, Tank put videos out. Tank knocked folks out. It's all over the News is everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. In gyms, sparring sessions, all that.
Now somebody got the best of you. Now you want them to. Who is you? You want them to not show it to protect you, but you to expose everybody else.
Right.
Once again, it's no offense, but this is facts. This ain't facts. There ain't no stunt camera. Ain't no hidden. Ain't no hidden. He got the best of you that day.
Because
bottom line.
Because boxers, if you don't want anybody to come record your session, you'll tell folks to.
You just say don't.
Right.
Don't record.
No record, no phones, whatever.
But he didn't think it was gonna go down.
Right.
So,
I was unaware.
Yeah.
What was going on?
Right.
No doubt.
And so in retaliation of the video, whatever, even though, like I said, even when I posted the video in my captions, I disclaimed in the captions, I said, this is my favorite sparring session. It helped me grow. Tank, he's by far the best person I've been in, ring with. I'm literally giving him all types of accreditations. Right. There is no type of negative nowhere. I'm even saying how he knocked out my sparring partner with all that. And then he tells everybody, he posts all over that he knocked me out. And then he posts the video of him knocking out my sparring partner, but he doesn't put any he doesn't put any like disclaims on there. He don't say anything. So obviously, obviously, who do they think it is?
Right.
So so then people,
But you can look at clearly and see that
it's
they
not
had
me.
different clothes on.
Right.
He was my son is a southpaw. He was conventional fighter.
Right.
I mean, so if anybody would have paid any attention, they would have knew it wasn't him.
Come on.
Yeah. So really, all the people who did actually have sense and paid attention, they all was like, "That's not him." But of course, all like I like to call them tank franks. All the tank franks. You know what I'm saying? They always.
I was wondering. I saw that in the quote, and I was like, "What is that? What is that? Is that a tank?
Oh, yeah.
What is that? Is that a hot dog?
Tank franks, man. I call them tank franks because they love to eat them some tank franks.
All right. I feel you. Hey, so when did